Hello, Chachis. Welcome. Just trying to get this situated. Needs to be a little bit higher up. Is this a good corner for this? I feel like I need more fill light here in front. Here we go. I think that's better. I think that's a little bit better. Maybe a little bit more light from this side. There we go. I got my little studio going. Nice. All right. Don't have anybody today. Everybody's off having fun for the weekend. My water. So I'll just wait a little bit and see if anybody comes in. If not, then I'll just get started. I don't have a major topic today. Hi, Dr. Mike. Welcome. I don't have a huge topic today. Just a little something for today. Yesterday's topic was great. It might still be up. If you can catch it, it was invisible illness and family dynamics. I really like that topic. It was a lot of fun to prep for it. I think it's going to disappear because I only had it up for 24 hours. But watch it while you still can. And I think it's also up on my YouTube. So I'm going to try to get a link to my YouTube channel and put it up here on my bio. Because I tried to get a link for it. And the link right now for the YouTube channel is really big. Hi, Silosh. Welcome. So the link for the YouTube channel is a little big. I'm going to have to figure out how to shorten the link and add it to my bio so that you guys can check out all of my past scopes on there. Hi, welcome. So today, the title of my scope was Disease Does Not Discriminate. So I'm going to talk about some celebrities. Hi, Alex. Welcome. So I'm going to talk about some celebrities that have Lyme disease. Just to show you guys that illness strikes everybody. Hi, how are you? Thank you for the hearts. Illness strikes everybody. It affects everyone. And it doesn't matter how much money you have or... I'm good. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay today. It's been a busy day, kind of hectic. So yeah, I'm okay though. So there are a lot of famous people that have this disease or well-known people. And there's also athletes that have it. And prominent politicians and things like that. So this illness strikes everybody. It does not discriminate between a poor person or a rich person or a famous person or, an unknown person. So I'm going to talk about first the most prominent people that have this disease, the ones that are sort of out in the media the most right now. Because some people... some celebrities that have this disease, they don't really, they're big names, but they don't really talk about it that much. They just kind of keep it very quiet. I think because it's such a controversial disease, they don't really want to, they don't want to label themselves as a person that has this disease. I think they kind of want to separate themselves from the controversy. And then there's also celebrities that reportedly have Lyme disease or have had Lyme disease. So I'm going to sort of separate them out into those categories because some of these, I feel like they, maybe they went through treatment and they're fine, or their disease did not really develop as badly as some of these other people. Thank you for the hearts, by the way. Thank you, thank you. So number one, the first person, and she's been really, really big in talking about it. She's probably raised the most awareness in recent memory is Yolanda Foster from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So I've never seen that show. She's become more well known within the last few years that I've had the light sensitivity, so I've never been able to actually watch her on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She when there's a Lyme event in Los Angeles, she's there. Yeah, she's one of the most famous, outspoken people with Lyme disease right now. And she's done a lot of stuff to raise awareness of Lyme disease and just to speak out about it. She's very, very loud about it. And she's also still suffering with it. That's the one thing that really sticks out for me, is that she went through treatment and it didn't go well either for her. She's still struggling with it every day, and that's one of the things that really, I think, that makes her the perfect, sort of the perfect advocate for people with Lyme disease, is that she's literally struggling the same way that the rest of us do. And she has a lot of money, but she's still struggling with this disease. So it doesn't matter, how much money you have or all the resources that you've got, you're still going to struggle with this illness. I talked about yesterday, I did a quick scope. There was an event last night in LA at the Grove, and Allie Hilfiger, the daughter of Tommy Hilfiger, she wrote a book about her struggle with Lyme disease and how it affected her mentally. And so she's seems to be coming out as another prominent, high profile person with this disease, and she seems to be really starting to talk about it more. And her and Yolanda were actually at the Grove last night at Barnes and Noble talking about this. There's a college football player who had it, and it really affected him mentally. Yeah. There's some people that manifest the symptoms of this disease more mentally than they do physically, because it does affect your nervous system and your brain. And Allie Hilfiger was actually institutionalized by her family until she was finally able to get diagnosed, and they found out that her psychiatric issues were due to the Lyme disease. And that's what she was promoting her book last night, and that's what's in her book. So I'm really interested in reading her book and checking it out to see what her journey was. Avril Lavigne has also come out speaking publicly about her struggle with the disease. She did go through treatment though, and she's doing good, I think. From what I've heard, she's doing fine. So the police found him in the middle of the street screaming. It's really sad. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can definitely see that happening. And Avril Lavigne, she was really sick for a while. She had to stop performing and touring and stuff. And I think she's actually also recently divorced, which is really sad because that tends to happen for those of us that are sick. But she's been outspoken about her battle with Lyme disease, and she was actually, I think, on the cover of People magazine. I think I have it in my room somewhere. She was on the cover of People magazine talking about how she had Lyme disease. And she's Canadian, and Lyme disease is endemic in Canada. So what that means is that it's all over Canada, the entire country. So it's all over Canada. It's very well known there because it's all over the place. I'm stealing my line. I have not yet, and I might do that. Thank you for inviting people. Thank you. So that's on my list. I might do that topic if I don't have anything that I feel is like more involved. But yeah, I think relationships and chronic illness is probably a good topic to talk about. And I've touched on it here and there in some of my other topics. Amy Tan is also one of the biggest, more outspoken people with Lyme disease, and she has long-term damage from her Lyme disease. Amy Tan is the author of the Joy Luck Club. So if you've ever seen that movie, she wrote the book that movie is based on. Hello, welcome Shadow Sleeper. So Amy Tan wrote that book. She actually came out with another book recently, and she talked about how she wasn't able to write for such a long time because of her Lyme disease. She had seizures, I think, but she also has permanent damage, meaning that the Lyme disease, it started to sort of eat away at the what's it called? It's this covering of your nerves. Your nerves are covered in, I forget what it's called, myelin. There's like a thing that covers your nerves, and the disease started to eat away at that, and that would cause her seizures. But she has that permanent damage. Once that covering is damaged, you don't regenerate it. So she has permanent damage from her Lyme disease. Another big name that recently came forward in the last few years. Hi, Rainicki. Debbie Gibson. Some of us here that are younger, we may not know who that is. But Debbie Gibson was a pop star in the 80s. She was a really famous pop star during the 80s. So I vaguely remember her because I was born in 84. So I kind of remember her a little bit. Yeah, Debbie Gibson. Her doctor is here in Los Angeles. So she's also, I believe, doing well. Not perfect, but she's doing well, and she's getting better. So that's really good. Jamie Lynn Sigler, she's an actress. For those of you that are fans of The Sopranos, she was the daughter. She was Tony Soprano's daughter. And Jamie Lynn Sigler she also has multiple sclerosis, and I believe she had multiple sclerosis prior to having Lyme disease. So like I mentioned with Amy Tan, multiple sclerosis eats away also at the covering of the nerves. And so Jamie Lynn Sigler had that first, and then she got Lyme disease. So it's almost like a double whammy for her. And that's really tough. That's really, really scary to have both of those illnesses. There are some people that believe that Lyme disease leads to multiple sclerosis. And a lot of other neurological illnesses, but there really isn't a lot of information about that yet. But I mean, still, it's just tough to have both things because your immune system is already in bad shape. So, and then for those of you that are into the Spanish music scene, Thalia also has Lyme disease. She was recently diagnosed, I think, a couple years ago. And she has Lyme disease as well, but I believe she's doing okay. Hi, Mr. Techroid, welcome. So Thalia has it. So it also doesn't discriminate on based on your ethnicity. It hits everybody. Hi, how are you? Daryl Hall of Hall & Oates. Yeah, from Novelas. Hi, Grateful Fan, welcome. Thank you for inviting followers. Thank you so much. Daryl Hall from Hall & Oates. Again, this is before my time. He's way before my time. Hi, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for the hearts and for the invites. Thank you so much. So, Daryl Hall of Hall & Oates, he's also very outspoken about his battle with this illness. And I believe his battle is ongoing. From what I can tell, he is still battling the illness. I think, for him, every day is different. But he has come out publicly talking about it, and he speaks a lot about it. But I mean, he's not as famous now as he was, back in the 70s. So, for people of my generation, we don't really know who Daryl Hall is. Bella Hadid and Anwar Hadid, they're the daughter and son of Yolanda Foster, and they also are reportedly suffering from Lyme disease. Hi, Pokemons, welcome. So they are also suffering with this disease as well as their mother. And a lot of times you will see that with Lyme disease that, hi, how are you, Grateful Fan? Hi, Optic, welcome. You will see entire families that have this disease. And that's because they either lived, in the same area where the ticks were, or it can be passed down from a mother to a child. That you can have kids. If you have Lyme disease and you have kids, they can be born with the disease as well. So, hi. So, they both have it. Rebecca Wells. Rebecca Wells is a writer. She's the writer of the book Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood. Yes, I'm doing a little bit better. I've been trying to get back into scoping. I'm trying not to do it too much, though, because of the light sensitivity. But I'm doing a scope a day for May. May is Lyme Disease Awareness Month. So I told everybody, I said, I'm going to try to do one scope a day every day in May for Lyme awareness. And hopefully I'll get through the month. So, I'm already kind of worn out from it. But I'm going to try to do it. That's my challenge this month. So Rebecca Wells, she's an author. Amanda Palmer. Now, I don't know if you guys know who Amanda Palmer is. I thought that this was really, when I found out that she had Lyme disease, it was just so bizarre to me because I started listening to her music probably around the time that I got Lyme disease. Right back, 1 more hour. Okay, Terrius, take care. Have a good day at work. Yeah, it's a long day. Yes, you've heard of her. Yeah, she's from the Dresden Dolls. The group, the Dresden Dolls, and I started listening to them somewhere around my senior year of college. Hi, Ahmet, welcome. And around that time, I believe that's around the time that I must have gotten bitten. Amanda Palmer. Not Plummer, Palmer. And she's from a group called the Dresden Dolls, and they're kind of like, I want to say like an alt rock group, and it's just so bizarre that, you know, I just recently heard that she had it probably within the last couple of years. She had to cancel tour dates, and I think she had a baby, and she, you know, it was just like, oh my God, you know, she had a baby and she has this disease. And I just thought the irony was so crazy. Hi, Halo. So, you know, that was just such a weird kind of, Avril Lavigne. Yeah, Avril Lavigne was on this list as well. So that was just such a crazy thing to me when I heard about it, because I listened to some of her songs and, you know, I enjoy the music, and, you know, at that time, you know, probably neither one of us knew that we had the illness, and now it's almost like we both, you know, found out we had this illness. And also, here's another crazy thing. I don't know if some of you guys remember The Real World. Yes, music helps. Yeah, I listen to a lot of music. If you have the child during the time when you have active symptoms, you can pass the illness to your child. But like only a woman, you know, yeah, in utero, there you go. Yeah, only a woman when she's pregnant. It's not 100% guaranteed that you will pass it on to them, but you can, and there's some evidence that is possible. But I mean, you can't give it to your kid if you're just living with your kid, you know, if you get it afterwards. So, hi, Susies. There was a reality TV star from the real world, and I also remember this very, very clearly as well when I was younger. I was probably maybe in my early teens. I forget which season this was. I think they might have been in San Francisco. I don't know. There's a girl called, her name is Irene McGee, and I remember seeing her. Yeah, the real world, this was a season a long time ago. She's like in her 40s now, Irene McGee, and I remember seeing her on the real world suffering with Lyme disease. If they do get it, do they develop within time, or does that happen since birth? I think you have it since birth, but obviously when they're babies, you can't really tell. You know, it's once they get a little bit older with the crying and the joint pain and stuff like that, then that's probably when they get diagnosed. But as a baby, you know, people might think, oh, they just have colic, or they just have, you know, they're just a typical baby that cries. Hi, Deonica, welcome. So yeah, that can happen. So her name is Irene McGee from The Real World. Hi, how are you? She was from a season a really long time ago. I think it was San Francisco, I'm not sure. But I just remember seeing her curled up on the couch in so much pain, like literally just in so much pain. And hi, King, welcome. Won't search for Lyme, especially in a child. Yeah, especially in a baby. I mean, the baby can't talk yet. You know, how would anybody know? So I remember that season stood out to me so much, and seeing this girl crying and just curled up, you know, on the couch. And it's just so bizarre that now I look back on that, and that was one of the seasons that really stood out to me because of this girl. And now it's like, oh my God, you know, it's just such a weird irony. Oh, thank you, and poor. I'm sorry, I can't see the screen very well because of the light in the room, but thank you so much. So here are some other celebrities that reportedly have Lyme disease but don't really speak out about it very much. Alec Baldwin, he's an actor. He's from 30 Rock. Ben Stiller. I didn't know anything about Ben Stiller having it. But apparently he did have it, but I think he got it treated in time so he doesn't suffer with it. It's not an ongoing thing. The same with Richard Gere and George W. Bush. I think they caught it in time because I don't really hear that much about them out in the, out in the media. Yeah, I never knew they had it either, and they don't talk about it very much. Gere? Or George W., yeah. I don't, these are just reported people. Hello, Dan, welcome. These are just people that reportedly have this. I don't know if they really do. Hi, Zylo, welcome. Violet Summers. Yeah, I don't know if there is a cure for it or if he just caught it early. I don't know. I really don't even know. Violet Summers is the granddaughter of Suzanne Summers from Three's Company, and apparently she has it as well. And I read something about her online that she went through like a period of her life when like her face would get like super greasy and like really super greasy, and then she had like a lot of weird issues. And I actually went through a similar phase like that like 7 years ago, where I would have like just my face would just get super greasy, and I had like a lot of acne. And, I kind of thought that was interesting that we had like a similar symptom. So I kind of do believe that she probably had it. We're afraid to speak out about the types. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is that they're worried about being stigmatized. Yeah. Yeah. He should. Yeah, exactly. Benzo withdrawal. Okay. I feel like a lot of these people don't want to speak out because they don't want to label themselves as having it. Ashley Olsen also has it. She was recently diagnosed, and I heard that she's still suffering with it, but she's keeping such a tight lid on it, and I think to myself, Ashley Olsen is this big name. She's a fashion designer. She's an actress. She's, very wealthy, very well known, and she's just not going to talk about it. Yeah, and it just seems like she's really, really avoiding talking about it because she just... like, you don't know anything about her life. I don't even know how that got out, into the media because they are so quiet about their life. Christy Brinkley, Christy Turlington, both supermodels. Apparently they both have it as well. Yes, Lyme gets very swept under the rug. Nobody wants to get involved with it. Hi, Emery Bonus. Michael J. Fox, apparently, apart from his Parkinson's, he has Lyme disease as well. I think he had Lyme disease before his Parkinson's. And like I mentioned earlier, a lot of people think these diseases are all linked. That Lyme disease can lead to Parkinson's, Lyme disease can lead to MS, to ALS. So, I mean, I think it's possible, but, yeah, she's keeping it to herself, yeah. And Michael J. Fox also, I never heard him speak out about Lyme disease. He speaks out mostly about Parkinson's, which, I mean, is a bigger issue for him. But I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea. Hi, Askar. Pete Seeger, he was a musician back in the day. I don't really know much about his music, but I heard that he has it as well. Yeah, I think the Olsen twins are generally really private. So I guess, that's part of their thing. But yeah, they're typically pretty private people. But I mean, Alec Baldwin is always, courting controversy all over the place. He's not, he's not that private. It might be hard for them. Yeah, they both had struggles. So Alice Walker, she's a civil rights activist. Yes, Alex should definitely represent. Okay, your cousin has multiple sclerosis. Yeah, that's, I know a few people that have multiple sclerosis. I know one person that died of multiple sclerosis. He's a bombastic, yeah, he's very, Alec Baldwin's very loud when he wants to be. Yeah, he's very well known, but he's only loud when he wants to be. She's only 13. Yeah, multiple sclerosis hits, it's also another disease that does not discriminate, so... Alice Walker, she's a civil rights activist and a women's rights activist. Also a prominent name. I've heard her name before. She apparently has Lyme disease. I don't know if she's recovered, but I've never heard her talk about it. She's definitely not public about that. Parker Posey, she's an independent film actress. I've heard her name a few times. Have no idea that she had Lyme. Peter Sarsgaard, he's a big actor. I don't know if you guys remember the movie Uneducation. It won a couple Academy Awards a few years ago. Really good movie. Hi, AVC Bar. Hi, Easy Ride. Welcome. He was in Uneducation, Black Mass, Jarhead, big movies, Academy Award winning movies. I think he's been treated and he's fine, but I've never heard him speak about this at all. So, who knows? Jane Alexander, also another big actress. Peter Sarsgaard, yeah, it's spelled, or Sarsgaard, I'm sorry, Peter Sarsgaard. Sarsgaard. Peter Sarsgaard. So he was in a lot of really big movies. Jane Alexander, she's an actress. She's an older lady, but she was in The Ring. She was in The Ring, the horror movie, and she was in The Cider House Rules, which is also a big movie several years ago. Didn't know she had it. Never heard her speak about it. Bill Chinook, I don't know who that is. He's a musician, apparently. Phil Bredesen, he's a politician. I'm vaguely familiar with his name. A lady named Nene Cherry, she's also a musician. Yeah, the movie, I've seen the original Japanese version of The Ring, which is really good. So Nene Cherry, she's a musician. She also has it. I've never heard of her before, but apparently she has it as well. Hello, Fodu and Pepe, welcome. Yeah, it's crazy. Athletes. Here's a list of some. Nene. It's spelled N-E. Her name is spelled Neneh. Nene Cherry. So I don't know. But she's apparently a musician. Thank you, Grateful Fan, for inviting followers. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. Here are a few athletes that I found, and I'm guessing these are the biggest names. Muhammad Ali has Parkinson's, I believe. He has Parkinson's like Michael J. Fox. Thank you so much. Gary Player, he's a golfer. Tom Seaver, he's a baseball player. Nick Izaski, he's a baseball player. I believe he just has Parkinson's, yeah. Pete Harnish, he's a baseball player. Hi, Bad Luck, welcome. Tim Simpson, he's a golfer. Angeli Van Lannen. Angeli is an Olympic skier. She has been very outspoken. Hi, Amy. Welcome. Angeli Van Lannen. Arthritis. No, I think he just has Parkinson's. I don't know these athletes. I don't know most of the athletes. But Angeli Van Lannen, she's an Olympic skier. And she's actually been very outspoken. She's talked about it a lot. She's talked about her struggles. She's talked about how it's affected her as an Olympian. And she still competed in the Olympics. Used to ski all the time. Yeah, she's competed in the Olympics. She competed recently, I think, in the Winter Olympics. And she's still doing it. We're talking about Lyme disease. It's Lyme Awareness Month. And so I have late-stage Lyme disease, and I'm doing a scope a day for May about Lyme and chronic illness and stuff like that. Yeah, baseball players and golf players. People that are always on grass, if you think about it. Yeah, they're always on grass. They're always around, I guess like plants and stuff. So Angeli Van Lannen, I don't know how she got it. It is from ticks. Yeah, it comes from a tick bite. Yes. So she's an Olympic skier. She's very outspoken about it. I've seen her a few times in my Lyme Disease magazine. She definitely wants to raise awareness for this disease. So that's really, really great. Christy Rampone. I Googled athletes that have Lyme, and she also seems to be very outspoken. She's a soccer player. She's a soccer player or a soccer coach, something like that. It's treatable, but I went through treatment and I'm still sick. A lot of people go through treatment and they're still sick. So that's unfortunate. But some people go through treatment and they're fine and they recover. I don't know about Magic Johnson. I mean, I know he has AIDS, but he's rich and he seems to be doing okay. So Christy Rampone, soccer player, and Perry Fields, he's a track runner. So most of these people on the athlete list, I don't really know, but I know that Angeli and Christy are seem to be more outspoken about their illness. And it's especially sad when it hits a person who is so active, like an athlete. The symptoms are joint pain, fatigue. That's sort of the stereotypical symptoms. If you catch it early, yes, you can recover from it. Black-legged ticks, I think it's from the deer tick, but basically I think many kinds of ticks have it. Yeah, after a month or two, you can go chronic. The typical symptoms are joint pain, fatigue, but I have severe neurological symptoms. So I have a severe form of light sensitivity. Check out my other scopes. I do a really, really good explanation of my light sensitivity. Hi, Patrick. Welcome. So my other two scopes will talk more about my light sensitivity and how severe it is. And I have other neurological problems that right now I'm trying to get checked out by different doctors. So I have severe food sensitivities, which I'll talk about in another scope. Tomorrow I will be talking about some weird muscle problems that I have. Yes, you can have, when you get bitten, you're supposed to have a bullseye rash. I never had the bullseye rash, so I never knew I got bitten. Yes, you can have rashes. I've had eczema all over my body. I've had severe acne on my face. I still have acne on my chest, on my back. You can have, all kinds of skin problems and things like that. Recurrent infections. You can have recurrent infections, upper respiratory infections, gum infections, urinary tract infections, any kind of infection. I had a severe stomach infection about 8 years ago. And I didn't know that was related to my Lyme. At the time, I had no idea what was going on with my body. But a lot of people with Lyme disease, they will have recurrent infections until they figure out that, the underlying issue is the Lyme disease. It can be very painful or just sidelines your life completely. I can't go to the market and buy my own food. I can't go to the movies. I can't go and sit in a coffee shop, because the lights bother me everywhere. So yeah, check out my other two scopes where I talk about my light sensitivity. I put the hashtag save on there so that they'll be up indefinitely. I'm also going to try to put a link to my YouTube page so that people can go and see some of my previous periscopes. The blood tests are not reliable. There are no reliable blood tests for Lyme disease. I have gotten just a little bit better. I've improved a little bit. I've improved enough so that I can sort of function. No, it's an alarm that I have on my phone. It's basically telling me my time is up right now. But I have not really improved as much as I would like to. I can't work. I can't eat a lot of stuff. I can't really exercise a lot because I can't breathe very well. But, I have to live my life anyways. So that's kind of what I'm doing. But check out my other scopes. Also, follow me on Twitter, HotSun100384. And please visit my YouCaring page, youcaring.com/Marisol has Lyme. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. youcaring.com/Marisol has Lyme. I'm accepting donations to pay off my debt from this disease throughout the month of May. It will be closing at the end of May. It's only open during Lyme Awareness Month. So please check that out. There's more information there. Hi, Adriana. Welcome. There's more information there on my page. And share it with everybody. I'm really trying to pay off my debt because, you know, it's just Lyme disease debt is horrible. Yes. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the shares. Check out my YouTube. Check out my You Caring page. I'll probably do a separate scope about debt and Lyme disease, because debt is just a huge thing, and anybody that has Lyme disease is going to have a ton of debt. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for the hearts. I really appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow, and I will see you guys then. Thank you so much.